All right, everybody, phones down, wine's topped up. I think we should say aloha in this particular edition of Steel and Vance. How are you? Welcome. Aloha.
Yeah. Well, and she's saying that because for the first time in over 3 years, I'm finally going on a little vacation tomorrow morning. And just as the weather's supposed to get really nasty here.
So much snow coming. On the way in today, as if you're watching on Sunday, I'm talking about Thursday. On the way in today, I heard that businesses are preparing for between 20 and 30 centimeters in Vancouver.
And the snow's going to hit after our plane has taken off. So I win.
So she doesn't
Yay.
care.
Don't mean to ram that down anybody's throat.
I love it.
But I am happy to be finally just getting a little bit of a break.
You deserve it. You do.
Now you were making news. Everybody was buzzing online. Is Jody Vance getting married? What's going on? You posted this incredible photo. You have to tell us what's going on. What is happening? You look amazing.
Thank you very much. This is a super random, quick story. My girlfriend Kathy and I, she loves to dress up. I found this dress at Value Village in Kamloops.
For how much?
$69.
Shut up.
Yep. And then there was another one right next to it for $29. So I bought both of them, and we were playing dress up, and she snapped this picture of me, and I thought, that's hilarious. That's my messy bun.
$5,000 dress in a major glossy wedding magazine. Is
$70.
What it looks like,
Value
right?
Village, actually in Kamloops.
Go to Value Village.
Let's go, Value Village. More of those. Send me your pics and your wedding dress. But I promised people I would tell them here on the show what the deal was. No, I'm not getting married.
We're also going to talk about something really interesting on the show. You have to stay tuned. We're talking about artificial intelligence with our friend Nick Badminton, he's a futurist and he has just come out with a new book. And he's going to be talking about all kinds of fascinating things about what AI is going to do in terms of polarization, misinformation, job losses. And we're even going to be talking about a fun little chat bot conversation I had with an AI bot.
Fun for you.
About Jody that came up with some crazy information.
Don't tell them.
That was not true.
Stay tuned for the disinformation that the chat bot spat out at me. You're going to Hawaii. We mention it again because your husband, Norm, we've said it many times here on the show, is the Surrey Police Service's chief of police.
What a fun job right now.
So he gets to have a quick vacation, but who knows what might be happening with the SPS because there's a bit of a added layer of taxes coming, and we're going to get into that today.
Well, so the mayor came out and said in order to pay for the cost of the police transition, 17.5%, taxpayers lost their minds. Then my husband, the chief, came out and said, you know what, he would support a third-party independent audit because everyone's using different numbers and the taxpayer is confused. There's two key things that I think people are really confused about and angry about right now. And I'm going to offer up a couple of thoughts that I think will clear a few things up for you.
Perfect tease. It's not awkward when Linda Steele shares her brilliance here on the Steel and Vance program. It's what we do with the wine and the chips. Another thing we do here is we stand up for women of a certain age, if you will. Not pleased at all with Don Lemon, the CNN anchor.
He very stupidly wandered into a conversation where he announced on air that he thought that women were only in their prime in their 20s and 30s.
Really, Don Lemon?
And then he doubled down on it a couple of times when his female co-host was saying, like, what? You mean childbearing age?
Yeah.
Anyway, he took some heat for that, and
We landed in USA Today. We're going to tell you all about that coming up on the show. And also, you want to stay tuned because I love today's happy ending. I know you do as well. And we want to chime in on how at the NBA All-Star Game, Canadian songstress, the brilliant and beautiful Julie Black, took a moment in O Canada to change just a small thing about it.
Yeah,
and it's caused a little
that went
blowback.
viral too. We're going to tell you more about that. But I think it is time for
Hot Headlines. It makes me inadvertently happy. Like I'm sorry.
I was watching the legislature feed yesterday when Melanie Mark, the former tourism minister, announced that she was stepping down. She is BC's first Indigenous cabinet minister. This was the most emotional speech I've ever heard.
Yeah, there's been some people who were like, that does a disservice to the office. And, she was almost 7 years. She'll take her pension. She's going back to take care of her family. She's got, kids that she's looking out for. She was impassioned in her speech. And I looked at this and I thought, good for you for standing up. She called the legislature a torture chamber. Yeah. And that said that the name calling and the behind the scenes and swimming with sharks, not things that we're unfamiliar with in terms of women. And often it's the guys that are saying, come on.
The white guys, she said.
Right?
Yeah.
And honestly, as the first woman who happens to be First Nations to be in the cabinet, as you said, it is a sad day, I think, overall, for her to step back. But I respect her. And you know what? If you want to use, she said, I'm going to use my big mouth on other things.
Yeah.
Come on the show, Melanie Mark.
You know what else is sad? And I pointed this out when I saw it on Twitter the other day. And I hate to harp on it, but we've talked about the Olympic sweetheart, Jamie Saleh. Oh, yeah. We all loved and admired her. And then lately she's really been espousing some very controversial views, like this tweet this week that essentially saying she would be happy to see the public execution of people like our prime minister and the U.S. president. And was like, Jamie,
too far.
Not okay on
that
any
looks
planet.
good is an endorsement of somebody saying public executions I would watch on pay-per-view.
Yeah. What? Not okay. And not to be outdone, her partner in conspiracy crime, Theo Fleury, the former NHLer, came out with his own stupid tweet where he was trying to accuse the Emergencies Act judge who ruled the Trudeau government did not do anything wrong. Well, they were justified in using the Emergencies Act. He said, but it turns out the judge is related to Trudeau. Nobody's surprised.
I have tinfoil for that as well.
It wasn't true because the judge in question is not related to the Trudeau family, but a dentist with the same last name is in fact related to a Trudeau, and that's how conspiracies spiral.
They don't want to do their due diligence. They want to speak into their echo chamber. Like looking at an old photo of Prime Minister Trudeau and his wife Sophie and claiming that it's an underage student that he got fired. That's Sophie Trudeau. That's Sophie Gregoire.
Yeah, someone else said, come on, you idiot. I mean, God, people are just so angry and they're just so willing to believe anything these days. It makes me sad. That's his wife, you idiot.
Wife. But some people embrace this and believe it and retweet it and do it, and it becomes a thing. And then you go up the food chain, and what was released from Georgia, in the United States, the grand jury, the thing about Dominion, the voting machines, the lawsuit around that, and it was exposed that Fox News hosts, the big names at Fox News,
Tucker,
who
Laura.
Jamie Saleh and Theo Fleury worship the ground they walk on. Well, it turns out Fox News has been exposed as dishonest.
Yeah, because they knew that all of this
Yeah.
stuff, that these Dominion voting machines were rigged, they knew that that was a lie, and yet they continued to allow nutty people on their show to ramp up the masses because they were afraid of losing viewers to Newsmax, which is even more right of them. And so, you know what? It's just a sad place that we're at in the world today. That's all I can say.
In the name of making money, disinformation being spouted as fact with millions upon millions, tens of millions of viewers who believe it to be fact-based is terrible. And then watching these people lose their minds when Joe Biden looks incredibly presidential. Yeah. Today, by the way, today is the anniversary.
1 year.
Yeah.
Well, so the U.S. president surprised a lot of people when he actually showed up in Ukraine, and he met with the Ukrainian president and his wife. He actually shook hands with all of the Ukrainian military people, and the Ukrainian president stood there and wept. Yeah. He was so happy to see Joe Biden there, but Joe Biden was criticized because people said there was that giant natural or the train explosion derailment kind of thing in Ohio.
East Palestine, Ohio. He went to the capital of Ukraine. There were look at Volodymyr Zelensky. Yeah, crying his head off here, as
wiping away the tears.
So proud. And Joe Biden went there under the cloak of utter secrecy, and the stories behind how he got there, and the train ride into the Capitol, and all of the things. If this isn't presidential, I don't know what is. And that has the people on the far right just looking for a way to discount this. And that's a sad state.
I know. Can we talk for a moment about something that affects most of us? Yes. And that is charging for social media. I mean, first of all, Netflix said, you can't share your passwords. And now Meta, which is the new name for Facebook and Instagram, saying, we think that just like Elon Musk's idea that you should pay for your Twitter checkmark blue, you're going to have to pay. I can't even remember what it is. But you know what, Jody? I don't care. I am not paying for Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. I don't care.
No.
If someday I have to go delete, that's what I'm going to do.
I'm looking for a reason to not do it. And
Yeah.
and somebody telling me they're going to charge me for it is going to be the fastest route to no more of me on there, and that'll
Yeah.
be good for me in the long run.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you what, like, no, it's a no for me. Put me on record. I'm never paying for Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, or anything even close to that.
Hey, I got my bivalent COVID shot
Give me
a
one
week ago.
upstairs,
Woo!
girl.
And I did
You're
the chicken
superpowered.
rotation thing, which is what you do to stop the soreness from it.
And you'll be
Worked.
protected perhaps from long COVID. There's some science that is saying that that might.
And people say, oh, long COVID, that's not a thing. Well, guess
thing.
what? It's a thing even if you're an NHL hockey player, a hockey superstar.
Yeah, Jonathan Taves here. This is unbelievable. The statement put out, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but saying, hey, this has been really challenging to try and play through some of these symptoms, and I've reached the point where I had no choice but to step back and concentrate on getting healthy. And this is a young man who is, if you want to talk in your prime, as fit as you can get, got COVID. It's not even about the severity of COVID, but it stays with some people
A long time.
and can be completely debilitating. So be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Get your shot and then do the chicken like Linda says.
Yeah.
Hey, coming up later in the show, Linda actually is going to share what came up when she asked a chat GTP bot about me, and the results are a little bit surprising.
Won't believe
me.
it. Also still ahead, Surrey taxpayers are being threatened with this double-digit tax hike to pay for the policing transition, and there's a lot of anger, a lot of confusion. We're going to try to clear a few things up when we come back.
Ooh.